until like, you know.
Is it maybe no, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like YouTube is reporting that no data's coming through.
No, because obviously it'll take 2 minutes to get for the data to go through after you start streaming.
Well, I mean, it's going to take 2 minutes because it's 2 minute delay.
Yeah.
Zeezin.
Yes.
This live event is over. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Oh wait, I need to put my link there. Let me make sure I do that correctly because I don't want to actually screw this up. There it is. Go to that link, yo. Preview. Okay.
Hey, I've got 5 viewers. Hello, viewers.
You have 5 viewers?
I do have 5 viewers. People love me. People love the Zeezin and the Gucci boys and crap! I spelled Omega wrong.
Look at you and your spelling issues. That's right.
Yeah.
You should feel bad.
It was Omiya 24. Omiya my.
Please start the preview player to accurately sync your stream. Ooh, I can sync my stream. You sunk my battleship. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Alright. They call me lazy because I'm on YouTube. Lazy Zoid YouTube streamer.
Oh, nice one. And it's European servers. Boss. Means I'm not going to be like an hour behind you. Like, yeah, that was a great black hole, and you're like, that happened about 10 minutes ago.
GG. You're on like a 70-minute delay. You know, I'm really gonna miss my 2-hour delays. Or a 24-hour delay. I used to have a 24-hour delay.
24-hour delay. Oh, I'm a bit slow today.
No worries.
Sad
no worries.
boy. Sad boy.
Make sure your open mic is turned on, and make sure your camera speeds are turned down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Because we want to be sure that our beautiful voices are heard in Dota TV, even though we're not really in Dota TV. We're just practicing for Dota TV because reasons.
Yeah, because you know, obviously we're going to be at TI6.
Disconnected from server already? What?
Yay! Awesome.
Close game.
Complain more.
322, are you stupid? Alright guys, we're here to have fun and do things like have fun. Alright, so if you guys watch this live stream, thank you very much for watching the live stream. I'm going to talk very fast because that's what I do, and there we go. Palm equals face, face equals palm.
Absolute palm face. I'm more up for the sleeping call, sleeping Gandalf and lion.
It's not sleeping Gandalf. It's freaking keeper of the lamps.
That is Gandalf.
Keeper of the Zeezin. We have to be professional. Come on, we're practicing for real life.
Okay.
Alright.
Video.
So I'll go ahead and start. If you don't mind, I'll take primary. Would that be cool?
On you go. All right.
Sweet. Alright, hello everybody. My name's Culblu, and we are bringing you guys this random match. I'm not sure if they're doing the best of 3, which would be cool if they were. But it's the Gucci Boys versus Omega 24. Like I said, my name's Culblu. I'm joined here with the guy with an accent if you're in my region, and I'm the guy with the accent if you're in his region. But Zeezin, who are you?
Yes, I am Zeezin. I'm Scottish, and I talk about Dota and stuff.
But question, do you fit the stereotypes?
Yes, I'm currently wearing a kilt, I have a ginger beard, and I'm currently about a half bottle down in whiskey, so...
Well, but speaking of stereotypes, I see a few stereotypes happening already. Faceless Void, as I understand it, from the very brief moment that I watched a few matches, Faceless Void has been seeing a lot of resurgence, and a lot of people are loving to pick him up. He's actually first banned by Omega 24, so he's fit with the standard, typical first ban / first pick. What about the Death Prophet and Brewmaster? Because I heard Death Prophet wasn't as impressive anymore.
Well, Death Prophet, I mean, you still got a really strong team fight with her. The silence is still redonkulously good, and of course, I mean, it's only the only real nerf that you got was... Oh, hold on. I just screwed something up. Hold on. There we go. Right, sorry. I left something on there. Yeah, I mean it's only a slight nerf to the alt timer there on Death Prophet, so it just means you can't do it quite as often, but it's still pretty damn good. I mean, picks up a lot of bloodstone in there, and Yules and things like that, and things start getting pretty nasty.
And things do get nasty indeed, but that's why she's banned out. We're not going to see any of her. Now, based on our bans, do we see any tips or hints at what strategy teams might be going for? Because I feel the new meta of what people like to call rubber band Dota, people are loving to go for 4 protect 1 type strat, which Ogre Magi fits in perfectly fine, but...
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I know Razor's still very, very good, but I would still... And Brewmaster's still very good, but I would be banning Spectre, because Spectre is just ridiculous these days. It's just nasty. I don't know what it is about Spectre. Like, I don't know what was actually changed that made Spectre so ridiculously good in this patch. I don't know. Can you think off the top of your head what it was?
Yes. I can think exactly. Because like I said, basically a lot of people when it first happened, the new patch came out, it was like, oh, the bounty gold for dying after, having a kill streak is like super high. Basically what happened is people started getting to the conclusion that, oh, okay, if my team is really far ahead, I can easily lose this game if I just make one wrong move. So as a result of that, people are starting to invest a ton more in less, ginky, pushy type strats, or just like, snowball out of control and just win the game. Even if your carry throws like 5 fights, you can still win. People are starting to go more into a 4 protect 1 type strat, which is literally farm for 70 minutes, have one big team fight, whoever wins that team fight wins the game, because that's how it's going to end anyway.
Yeah. I do like the Ogre Magi pickup here. It's probably going to be an Ogre Magi offlane, I think. That's probably where a lot of people are going to be playing him. I've not cast a huge amount of Dota since the most recent patch, so I could be wrong, but Ogre Magi offlane is incredible just now. Viper for the mid as well. It looks like it's going to be a very tanky lineup coming out from Gucci Boys. Ogre Magi, I think it's set at either 7 or 9 armor, I think you start off with. So it can get a little bit scary. By the way, you have a marriage proposal from Sad Boy Go-Kart. He wants you to marry him, and he says hello.
I will gladly accept your wedding ring, but I will probably sell it because I'm broke. So thank you for the love, but I sadly can't return it because I'm broke. So pay me money, and I may
Ain't
or
gonna
may
buy
not.
you flowers.
Probably won't. Probably won't. I wouldn't.
Okay, so Morana and Centaur Warrunner, that's going to be a pretty disgusting combo for ganking. Centaur Warrunner, I mean, as soon as Morana hits level 6, you can effectively do what Centaur Warrunner does with a Blink Dagger before you've got a Blink Dagger. So even if you've had a little bit of a weaker start, then you're going to be able to get off a couple of kills a little bit earlier than you would probably expect. So that's going to be pretty nasty. Morana probably roaming or mid, it's hard to say. Ancient Apparition. I do like seeing Ancient Apparition. He's going to be pretty nasty. With the Viper, I think.
I see incredible risk. Right now because Wraith King was picked up. As a carry, Wraith King is nice if, of course, nothing counters him. But to be completely honest, I think one of the people who are left in the pool who causes Wraith King a lot of harm and headache and failure is an anti-mage. And I think if Deguchi Boys wanted to go for anti-mage, he will fit fantastically in the lineup. There's an Ogre Magi who can buff him. There's Ancient Apparition who can buff him. There's a Viper who can soak up some damage. And anti-mage just go free farm while his team just plays their 4 protect 1 and just like push what they can and not lose that hard. And the anti-mage shows up, destroys Wraith King, says screw your reincarnation, you're not gonna have mana for it. Morana, she can't run away, she can leap, but anti-mage can blink. And Centaur, he can stomp, but anti-mage can blink. So
yeah, one counter that I think was Purge pointed out quite recently that is really good against Wraith King and a lot of melee heroes is actually Warlock with the with your what's that big slow thing he does? I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Shoot.
I can't remember the name. But yeah, you do that, and basically it just means that they just can't ever run away. So, and Wraith King, I mean, when he does his ult, and you're all slow and stuff like that. As soon as he dies, Warlock puts down the slow, and by the time he resurrects, then it's got maximum slow. So it's really hard for him to get away using the slow from that because he's effectively going to be the same speed.
Wow! Why did you do that? I can remember every ability for Warlock except for the one we're talking about. Oh, Upheaval.
Yes.
Jesus.
Upheaval. There we go. There.
Because I literally just went on my mind to name Fatal Bonds, Shadow Word, or whatever it's called, and Chaotic Offering. And I was like, what's the name of that ability? The one I can't name. Alright, So
Yeah.
upheaval, yeah, upheaval is really nice. I do like upheaval in the combination, or sorry, against people who are melee. The only risk is that you have to put points in as warlock, and generally people prefer to go for Aghanim Scepter, which means that they would like to have more damage with their golems, which means they generally prefer to go for the Fatal Bonds maxed out first. So I think upheaval is really nice late game or later in the game. Actually, no, mid game. Late game, people have BKBs and don't care.
As I was saying earlier, I mean, it looks like the Gucci boys really are going all in for this tanky. Well, except for the Ancient Apparition, but that's going to be terrifying. Actually, I might bristleback with all full stacks of 7 stacks of Warpath plus Chilling Touch. He's just going to smash faces. He's going to have like a rapier. He's going to hit like a truck.
He's gonna hit like a truck, but Wraith King versus Bristle. I think Wraith King is one of the few men who can deal with Bristle. Like I gotta be completely honest, because if Bristle wants to go toe to toe with Wraith King, which he probably can't, then he'll have to face him, and when he faces him, he's not getting his benefit of his back, or Bristle back. He's also taking a bunch of crit damage, with Wraith King can really dish it out once he gets an armlet and has some extra attack speed, or some other form of attack speed plus damage. So I think Bristle versus Wraith King, I don't like the fight as a one-on-one fight. Like, I think Bristle will lose that fight.
I mean, the other thing, well, the one thing with Bristleback is you really, basically what you want to do with Bristleback in the early game is you want to run away from people, and if you're running away from a melee, then, you know, you just, every so often you turn around, nasal goo them, kind of kite them a little bit so they're close enough to hit your back and get off some quill sprays, and then it'll just really just smash face, basically, because it's really hard. It's one of those things. Oh, Bristleback is quite low, you know, I'm not taking that much. Oh my god, I've got 5 stacks of quills on me, I'm going to die.
Exactly. And one beautiful thing about Cold Spray too is that Cold Spray has a radius of 625. That's a radius of 625, which means that he can actually hit somebody like Puck or Mirana when they're just right-clicking him, which is ridiculous. I thought his Cold Spray was only 400, but did they buff that? Is that a recent thing?
Sorry, I'm laughing at something the chat said, and someone said that Ed Miliband's a big Viper player. Sorry, that's a British politics joke.
I get it because I don't get it. Okay,
because he's a poisonous little.
but the main discussion.
I'll keep my opinions out.
No, it's okay. The main discussion though is like basically the Gucci boys. You pointed out, and you pointed out more so, is that they have a very tanky type lineup, and they're banning out a lot of people who can do a lot of controlling, such as a Bane, such as a Shadow Demon, such as an Enigma. So they're trying to go for more of a scrappy, in your face. Everybody in the front line, except for Ancient Version, trying to kill your peoples, and just climbing in your windows, snatching peoples up. So
yeah, I mean, it's early on, they're going to have insanely good tower dive, because Ogre Magi will probably do the initiation. You'll get the Fire Blast off with the Ignite, and then that'll be a stun and a slow. Viper will come in with more of a slow. Bristleback come in for more of a slow, and then you dive under towers and don't really pay that much for Medusa. Another can be quite tanky carry, actually.
Especially with her buff. Her mana shield 60% at max level, or sorry, 60% at all levels. It takes 60% of the damage and absorbs it, which means that I actually do like their lineup now on the Gucci boys. I see what they're doing. Medusa's extremely fragile, but if you can make it to the ultra late game, I think she is one of the few people who can stand up against a Spectre. Like, the argument is who can carry harder, Spectre, Medusa, or Faces Void. And Faces Void doesn't come close to either one of those. Like, I gotta be completely honest. It's between Medusa and Spectre.
One thing that I think is probably going to be oh my god, Meepo pick.
Get ready
okay, GG, they picked Meepo. Game over. Just quickly here, we're going to answer Sad Boy's Go-Kart's question. What is our favourite cheese? Mine is cheddar. Good Scottish cheddar.
Goat. I don't know.
Goat's cheese.
I don't know.
Creep.
So what? That was a guess. That's the only cheese I could think of that wasn't cheddar.
Camembert is pretty good, I have to admit, but cheddar. It's the universal all-round cheese. You can just use it for everything: pizzas, sandwiches, eating from the packet,
salads, apples,
yeah.
Sexual innuendos.
Yes. So, what is your what's your bets for this then? I'm saying Gucci boys here. I really think I like Gucci boys lineup because they're playing 3 of my favorite heroes. So
come on, you're biased. All right. From a non-biased point of view, just ignore the fact that I said Medusa is probably one of the hardest carries in the game, late game. And also ignore the fact that I said a lot of these games, if they do go late, generally the person who has the harder carry can probably win. Just ignoring all that. If the games do go through as we expect them to go through, I expect to see a lot of diving from DGB. I expect to see DGB get behind in the mid game, and I expect to see DBG hopefully pull through because they have Medusa. So I can kind of like visualize in my own head that DGB are going to do a whole bunch of diving. They're going to get punished really hard because there's a Puck, Mirana, and there's a Meepo who can just do a crap ton of damage and have enough control to deal with it. And then late game Medusa's going to show up and says, oh, by the way, there's a Medusa on our team. And she wrecks everybody's face.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. I mean, if the Mirana and the Centaur can rotate well enough and just keep killing this Medusa over and over again, then they've got a good chance here. But this tri-lane they've got on the side of Gucci Boys is looking pretty nasty actually, because you've got the Medusa for the damage, you've got the Ogre Magi for the initial stun, and if you can throw off the Cold Feet just before the stun goes off, then basically you're going to get 2 stuns, which is going to be pretty nice. Right, we'll do introductions here. Oh, never mind. It looks like there's going to be a bit of moving about here.
Click. What's going on?
Weird. Anyway, introductions here. So on the side of OG, we have Magician on the Puck, and the Puck is starting off with just pretty standard items. The Mirana on Gimme That. Going to be Gimme That kills. He's going fairly support, probably going to be a roaming Mirana. That's fairly straightforward. Warthog on the Wraith King. I think he's going to be going for the hard carry. Centaur Warrunner is who we are on the off lane, and we got the Opa Meepo on the safe lane here as well. He's probably going to be jumping into the jungle. Do you want to do?
Season. You know what? You know what I just know? You know what I just learned?
What?
If you're the cameraman, you're not the caster. So you're the primary caster for us. Sweet.
Whoop, whoop.
So basically, wherever you click is where my camera focuses. So like, if you click on Bristleback right now, I'll be able to see Bristleback, but I can't tell it to look at Bristleback. Look at you, being all professional.
Oh yeah. Okay, looks like there's going to be a bit of rotation here. The Mirana and the Wraith King are smoked up. They're going to be coming round here onto the Viper. The Viper has started off with 1 level of Nether Toxin. He's got a level of Corrosive Skin. It's not going to save you, I don't think, my friend. The initial stun coming out here from the Wraith King. Here comes the arrow to follow up, and it does connect there. Wraith King's getting a little bit low here, but the Viper is going to die for his sins here. Nice and easy first blood, but the Mirana goes down to the tower.
Yes, very awkward fight. Basically, the way they came from that angle, Mirana shouldn't really have been there, per se. And she more or less died for not really much. Like basically the tower did more or less 100% of that damage.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the main problems you've got with ganking at level 1. Bristleback taking quite a lot of damage here from the Meepo there with the boof, but because of course he was facing him. Turning away is always a better idea on that one. But yeah, I mean it's one of those dangerous things. If you're communicating well enough with your team and you can kind of swap aggro around a little bit better, then it can be quite nice. They're going to looking to go on the Wraith King here. I think the Bristleback here. I think, but the creep wave is pushed a little bit too far, so it doesn't look like it's going to go through. They're going to have to wait and see if the wave can move back a little bit more.
Now, to be completely honest, I did peg Wraith King as one of the primary people, so we have Wraith King down here at the bottom, which I can't click on. It's just so annoying. Anyway, Zizi, could you click on that? Wraith King, please.
Sorry? Oh,
Wraith
sorry.
King. Why are you focusing on creep? Anyway, so Wraith King down here, I didn't realize they were going to play him like this, but they're playing him more as a roaming support, which is actually nice. If they do go for the full support Wraith King, which I think is totally legit, Arcane Boots, Dagon, Force Staff, not in that order, of course. But if they do go full support Wraith King, I'll be very happy. He has a very, very, very high potential to actually gank really hard. His stun has a very low cooldown. It's just crazily expensive. That said, they should be fine. And if they can do that and just like Zeezan pointed out, shut down Medusa pretty hard, then they'll be fine. But speaking of shutting down Medusa, she doesn't look too terribly shut down just yet.
Yeah, the Centaur looks like he's having a bit of trouble here. He's just popped his last salve just now. He's getting boots sent out to him just now, so it's not going to be too bad. He should be able to escape a little bit better, but it's the Medusa's farming pretty well. It's 14 last hits, 5 denies, so going to be doing not too bad here at all. The Centaur Warrior is just sitting on the boots and 2 gauntlets to strength. Ancient Apparition is going to be coming out here and giving him a slap. He will take a little bit of damage, of course, because of the return for the Centaur. By the way, sorry chat for my absolute swagalicious HUD. I was playing Nature's Gold Bin the other day and it felt useful.
Too much swag for your HUD, bro.
Yeah, too much swag. Gotta get that Dolio. Nice. So Mid lane here, it looks like the puck is losing a little bit to the, in terms of last hits at least, to the Viper, but and of course, and in experience as well. The puck is actually level 4 compared to the Viper's level 5. So, you know, that's something that's going to be, they're going to have to keep in mind. I mean, has the puck been on any rotations at all? Yeah, they got one kill on the puck, but I think that might have just been the
first blood,
Viper in the yeah.
That was the first one. Meanwhile, down bottom, we got a dead, whoever this is. Poof's coming through, a lot of right click coming as well. Bristleback staying staying alive for a pretty long time because of his Bristleback. I don't know how many points he has because I can't click on him. But if I can have you click on Bristle, thank you. 2. He has 2 points inside of Bristleback, which is decent versus the Meepo, who's getting a lot of harassment damage because he does have his stupid Geostrike, I'm assuming. And Geostrike does give him a lot of slow and makes Bristle's life not as fun. So having those 2 points of Bristleback makes sense. He also has 2 points of Cool Spray, which is nice for easy free damage on Meepo. Sadly, Nets plus Nets plus Arrow plus Stun equals dead.
Yeah, I mean, the Wraith King definitely did the right thing there. He moved a little bit round to try and get in front of the Bristleback to try and get that kill a little bit quicker. He was a little bit slower on it than he needed to be, but it was still pretty good. In terms of build for the Bristleback, this is completely standard, unless you're going in a very aggressive, maybe in a dual lane scenario or something like that. You pick up a level Nasal Goo a little bit earlier, but Centaur Warrunner, he is level 3 at the moment, which is not very good at all. The Medusa's sitting on level 4 in a tri-lane. Ancient Apparition is also level 4. And the Ogre Magi is 3, yeah. She's sitting on 30 last hits at the moment, 30 and 6. Rotation coming on here. The Meepo is going to die in about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh no! Yep, there we go. Quill Spray does manage to get him, and the Bristleback managed to get himself a kill there, so that's pretty nice. A little bit working his way back into the game now, so that's not too bad. Bristleback, if you have a really bad start, can sometimes be quite difficult to get back into the game, but get that early Ring of Health, and you should be doing a little bit better here. So a bit of posturing.
Vanguard Bristle into, of course, Crimson Guard likely, but do you think a Vanguard Bristle is really worth it, especially with this matchup?
Oh, Vanguard, it might be quite good, but I don't think so. I mean, you're mostly going to be dealing with magic damage, I think, here. Of course, we've got the Ogre Magi and the Ancient Apparition, and of course the old buffed Mystic Snakes, and of course the damage from the Viper. So it's, I would say, probably going for the Hood's a better plan. I mean, you still get you get more regen out of the Hood and the pipe than you would.
Yeah, like I would definitely agree with that because mainly, like even though a lot of people don't even give it credit for it, Meepo's poof is what does a lot of his damage. Like his poof does most of his damage. Of course, his Geostrike makes you not be able to run away. But assuming that Meepo does already have you netted, he just basically does a mass poof, does like 6,000 damage, and you die. So basically, Bristle. Of course, he has his Bristleback, but if he would have got a pipe, I think that would have been a little bit better, or at least a Hood of Defiance. He would have the same regen. The damage block is not that great on the Vanguard, or even a Crimson Guard.
Yeah, I would say if they were dealing with more straight up physical damage than they are at the moment. I mean, Viper, quite a lot of it is the magic damage, and of course the ultimate in terms of ganks anyway. So you don't really need to worry about that too much. The Medusa is going to be a bit of a problem later on, but
and technically they're on the same
by that point, I mean, congratulations, you're blocking a couple of damage out of something that's hitting you with a Divine Rapier. Correct. So not going to work out. Of course, Crimson Guard's always fun, but
yes,
I don't think this is a game for it.
And speaking of Crimson Guard, what does Centaur have? Because that's what I'm more interested in, because I can't click on him. Centaur has
very little.
Very little. It looks like he might be able to earn the shadows, which I've seen. Well, I mean, it's a decent item to go for. It gives you some decent regen, and why not? Pulse, please, 30 seconds. Oh. Street snipers.
I'm gonna try and read chats. Chat. I'm sorry. I'm running on about 2 minutes behind. Wraith King is looking better these days. He's grown a beard, really got his life back into shape. So, Zizan, please give a big shout out to Wraith for fixing his life back up from being a spooky skelly. I don't know. I think he's collapsing at peer pressure by having skin. He should be his own unique, beautiful snowflake and a skeleton.
But Zizan, he's trying. He's trying. That's the main thing. He's trying. That's what matters, right?
Wraith King's just such a conformist, man. He's just like,
Just because he had his own mode where he died 6,000 times and still won like 6,000.
Yeah, I think I killed him about 3,000 of those times. Right, net worth wise, let's have a look at net worth just now. And the gold graph. Okay, so the gold graph is very, very similar. It's talking about 600 difference in favor of Gucci Boys
This is the first
by
one.
7 minutes. That's not a huge amount. Experience wise, it's quite a lot in favor of Gucci. They're sitting about 1,300 in ahead at the moment. So. That's
actually, to be fair, that's quite a decent amount considering that OG got the first blood. That's about 1,000 gold difference if you want to consider first blood.
Yeah. Let me see. So the Morana's coming down here on the bottom lane. I mean, they're going to try and push this tower by the looks of things just now. Meeple's pushing to try and push this wave out a little bit, and they should just be able to push down this tower. They do have glyph available if need be. It's always worth using the glyph.
Top lane, we got Ancient Brush about to be going down. He's taking a few right clicks. Puck will be able to finish him off. Medusa was in that as well. Of course, it's her freaking mana shield makes her impossible. But anyway, speaking of impossible, we got down the bottom, Bristleback dying and the tower dying at the same time. They're just bros to the end. Yeah,
big mistake not using the fortification on tier 1s because it refreshes. As soon as your tier 1 goes down, your refresh goes... your fortify just refreshes, so there's no point in not using it. It's just a waste to not. I mean, it probably wouldn't have saved his life, but you know, might have given him a chance to deny it or something. I don't know. Yeah,
so somebody wants your rusty bagpipe in there.
My rusty bagpipe. Well, get in line. I've got a very busy schedule of people wanting to touch me in my ring with their bagpipes and various other crap musical instruments.
You have a star ring? Who has it? I don't have a star ring.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm all about them asterisk rings.
All about that asterisk. Like, all right,
all up in that asterisk.
Professional season. Come on. Yeah. Think straight.
Okay, right. Yeah. So we shall have a look at the last denies again.
Just so you're wondering, those are breathing exercises for your rusty bagpipe. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Hero level looks like.
Ooh, arrow! Oh my god, it's Viper mid. He takes an arrow to the backside. Wraith King's gonna come from the front side. He has a Wraith Fire Blast just for him. Puck has a silence as well, and I think he has Drink Roll. Viper's gonna go and drop the ult on top of Wraith King, who is not level 6, so he would lose his life. Viper gonna go ahead and just be a man, give himself a kill on top of Puck, and he might turn around and get a kill on top of Morana. Nope, Morana will survive, but he almost made a fantastic situation out of a very horrible one.
Yeah, that was almost history in the making right there. I mean, that's... You wouldn't ever expect to be able to just go, screw it, I'm going to turn around and kill all of you when you're up against a 3 this early in the game. I mean, he is level 10. He is level 10 compared to the rest of them, his 4s, 5s, and things like that. So Viper's doing very well XP wise here.
And I was about to say it's quite hilarious because Viper's XP, the XP change, which I didn't realize was a thing. Viper only lost 10 XP essentially. To the Morana, who actually gained quite a bit for having the Viper get killed. That said, Viper dished out 1,400 or 50, almost 1,500 damage, whereas everybody else only dealt at 340, 50 damage max per person.
Yeah, I completely forgot to check the fight recap. I'm not used to that yet. So I've not done very much casting recently. I've been too busy with my XCOM series and things like that recently, so to be casting any Dota.
There's always time to cast Dota, said nobody ever.
And also, as I'm sure chat will be able to tell you, my quality is terrible as well. So casting live on Twitch can be a little bit difficult.
Dude, your slideshow is so great.
Yeah, exactly. You know, six frames per second. Arrow coming out here, just narrowly missing the Medusa there. It looks like they're trying to posture here. They've got 4 heroes up here, but.
Season. All you gotta do. Oh my gosh, Medusa's about to get mauled. She drops the ulti. She drops the ult, but she gets canceled by the Puck ult. And now here comes her ulti. She's gonna go ahead and turn around, try to go for some right clicks. Centaur Warlord's gonna be the first one to go down. We got 2 people trying to run away. Wraith King's gonna be next one to die. Puck might be able to live. She should be able to leave. I think she has an orb, but it doesn't really matter. Ogre Magi should have a stun up here in a few seconds. That's what arrow from Morana. They do stop all the aggression. Medusa, mana shield, OP, nerf please. But she survives mainly because not just that, but everybody just showed up.
Yeah, I think the Centaur made a bit of a mistake there. I mean, he was waiting. You could see he was waiting for the TP to come in to go for his to go for the stomp there to see if he could get a double there. But he ended up just getting stunned and silenced, and then he couldn't fire off his stun. So basically, all he managed to do there was soak up a couple of hits. That's all he really managed to do there. So needs to be that's less than ideal, I would say. But what can you do?
And speaking of soaking up with just a few hits, he's trying to soak up some gold so he can get a Blink Dagger. I've seen a few Centaurs do this before where basically they had just Brown Boots, Blink Dagger, and then they built Power Trades afterwards. Do you think that's something that you should do as a Centaur, just go ahead and rush straight up that Blink Dagger?
I would say sometimes that's okay to do, but in this sort of situation, we've got Morana. I mean, he's only just got level 6, and for some reason hasn't leveled Moonlight Shadow. But yeah, I mean, if they had been using Moonlight Shadow to gank with the Centaur, then it would be fine. That's like then Medusa's going down there. The puck is taking quite a lot of damage here. Does manage to dodge out quite a bit of that, but going to get killed by the Viper by the looks of things. Not quite. The Wraith King throwing in another stun here, and it looks like the Morana is going to clear this one. The Wand getting quite a lot of healing going on there. The Ogre Magi going to run out here. That armor saving him quite nicely from those tower hits. But it was a nice turnaround there from them. I'm surprised the puck managed to survive. He survived on 27 health. That Wand probably saving him more than you'd expect there.
And taking a look at the damage recap because it's so cool. We had 2 people dying on DBG side. DGB, wow, okay. DGB side, a lot of spells were used on the side of the Radiant, and that kind of exemplifies the point that we were bringing up before, is that a lot of the damage coming from OG is magic damage. I really do hope Bristle's not still trying to build a Vanguard, because if he is, I think it might be a big mistake. So can I have you... Okay, cool. He built what I think he should have built, and actually he's about to die now, because he built what he built. But it doesn't really matter. He built the correct thing. He's going to go ahead and die in the trees for his insolence, and we'll see Meepo.
Yeah. I think, can you not use the item thing at the top right, beside the XP graph, to see what items people have, rather than get me to click on people?
I can, but I'm lazy. That requires me to reach my keyboard. Anyway,
Meepo breaking out there, and Viper, it looks like he's taking quite a lot of damage here. I mean, the Corrosive Skin is going to do quite a lot of damage to Meepo, but it doesn't matter. Those Proofs going to come in and smash him down. And Meepo is going to escape here. Moonlight Shadow was dropped there a little bit late, I think, but still worked out.
I was going to say AE Blast. Regrets equals add.
Centaur Warrunner is quite smartly farming up on the mid lane here. He's got a bit of space. I mean, if he goes to the off lane, then he's just going to take a huge amount of damage. So you might as well soak up the experience and the last hits mid lane as well. He's got himself his Blink Dagger now. He's going to be flying that out to himself very shortly. Ancient Apparition picking up a haste rune there, and also dewarding as well, which is quite nice. I haven't actually talked about wards this game. Seems like they're all in fairly standard positions. The defensive ward over here, just to give himself a little bit more protection from the Lurkins from that side there. Wow.
Alright, and one thing I want to point out as well, especially at this stage in the game, is that we kind of have both teams just kind of doing the opposite of what we expected them to do. I was expecting oh wait, hold on, we got A Blast coming in through, actually catches puck before she actually got away. Actually caught Wraith King as well. They're going to go ahead and just back up. Wraith King does have his ulti available, so nothing really is going to happen here. Just going to run away, go home. They're drunk. Yeah,
I mean the level 1 isn't A ultimate's not going to do a huge amount against the Wraith King. Wraith King's quite tanky. Puck, I mean, it didn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's a nice way of just pushing the teams back. If they're sitting there planning there, it's a nice way of just saying, hey, we know where you're there.
And we got Viper about to be getting beat up by 3 people. Centaur Warren ulti's going to come through. Viper pops that mechanism, which has been keeping him alive for quite a bit. We got Wraith King throwing out the stun. Morana Arrow can fly through as well. Actually, Morana's going to take a bunch of damage. She jumped the wrong way. The tower is not available. She tries to TP out. And here comes A Blast. Comes from the side and misses Centaur Warrunner. He just barely runs out of there. It just says, okay.
Just narrow miss there. But I mean, that really speaks to how well Viper's doing in terms of experience. And of course, well, farm to yeah, he's doing pretty well on the farms. He's got 5.6k, highest in his team. Because, I mean, again, 3-man gank, he still manages to get a return kill. He doesn't die alone, this Viper. He really is takes someone out with him. It's incredible how quickly that Morana just melted. But Morana does only have 739 health, so it will go down. Will go down very quickly. Top tower is going to go down here. Meepo managed to kill the person back there, and I missed it completely.
Medusa's build. Oh my gosh, Medusa has a Mask of Madness. I do not agree with that. Okay. So Medusa's very fragile. Okay, her buff with her mana shield is really nice. I don't think it's nice enough to justify her getting an increase. Oh, sorry, getting a Mask of Madness. Anyway, A Blast going to hit just perfectly out of time. Wraithfire Blast does come through from Wraith King. He's going to go ahead and run away. Viper picks up an Illusion Rune. Probably one of the more annoying runes to pick up. Yeah, definitely.
You were saying about the Mask of Madness here. I think probably the Medusa's hoping... Oh, Medusa is actually going to die. Neutrals, there we go. Managed to catch that one there. I don't know what she was thinking there. Maybe she thought she had more mana
Show
shield.
the fight recap. Show the fight recap.
Show the fight recap. There we go.
Feeding 239 gold.
Used mana shield and lost 239 gold.
Feeding 239 gold to the neutral so they can buy themselves something nice. Which actually,
Exactly.
I actually didn't realize you lost that much gold. Wow. Okay.
My favorite hero is Skywrath Mage, sad boy. Because I quite like just watching people run away in terror from the slow-moving ball of death.
It's like, no, leave me alone, stop.
No.
It's so much more fun in Billy Draft when you're playing Bloodseeker and you have like or you have Thirst and you're just running away. You have like 5 of them following you, they're never gonna catch you.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to try and go on this Viper. They really need to punish them how well he's done early on. But the Bristleback does manage to scout out this rotation here, so it looks like he's actually going to be okay. They're not going to be able to go on that. I mean, they'll be able to take the Viper out on their own, but not when there's a Bristleback there as well. Going to be throwing out all the extra quill spray and minus armor and everything like that. So,
especially considering that Viper has pretty much been taking out 2 people by himself. What happens if he has backup?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean. You're going to be investing quite a lot of, at very least, health and sustainability to try and take out that Viper. So if there's another hero there, then it's basically no, just don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Viper, we got him TP a minute ago to get some quick farm. I didn't realize the tower count was so not the changing. Anyway, speaking of tower count, Medusa on top, taking a bunch of poof damage. She's forced to drop her ulti. She might be able to kill Meepo. I don't like her the fact that she's staying here. She needs to run away as fast as she possibly can because Meepo does have a blink dagger. Since our Warren ulti does come through, Medusa pops that Mask of Madness. She just might be getting cut off. She will be getting cut off with the main Meepo, and now she will not be able to run away. Her ulti will not help her now because of the cooldown, and she officially loses life. And speaking of ultis, Eggs is up on...
It looks like Wraith King's taking quite a lot of damage here. He has used his reincarnation here. The Bristleback is chasing. He's got 3 stacks of Quill Spray on him, so it looks like the Wraith King is going to die here. Does throw the stun under the tower. He is facing the right way in the tower. There's going to be a TP rotation coming in from the Centaur Warrunner. Does get the stomp off, and there we go. Managed to secure the kill, but it looks like the Wraith King might die here to the Frostbite.
He needs
so they're going to have to be a little bit careful here.
110 is what you got to get to. It's sad.
Not quite.
Sad AA.
Rana dropping the defensive Moonlight Shadow here because you seen quite a lot of heroes rotating around here. I mean, that's quite nasty if you see the Viper, the Ogre Magi, and the Ancient Apparition. If they catch you, you are dead. Very, very dead.
Speaking of dead, Casual Courier dies, by the way. Casual Dire Courier died in this area. Like right around there.
Ah, that's not good. Oh well. Was that the Marana that picked it off as well? I'm not really sure. I wasn't really looking.
Yeah, I can't tell.
So
the state of the game. We have Meepo doing fairly decent. He has an Aghanim Scepter to his name. He also is starting to build, which I hope it will be. Or he has a Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter. Nothing really to keep his Meepos alive. Like nothing like a Scotty or a Heart just yet or anything like that.
Yeah, I would imagine probably a Heart is going to be coming out next. Scotty would be okay, but I mean you've got quite a lot of disables and slows and things like that on the rest of your team, so you don't really need a Scotty, I would say. Scotty's quite nice for the damage, but of course, I mean you get quite a lot of your damage, as you said, from the poof and from the Geo Strike, so you don't really need it. So yeah, I would say that it's probably a better idea going for the Heart.
Now the question I want to ask you is, what are the repercussions for Meepo building what he's building? Because, like we pointed out a million times already, he's basically building towards the poof right now, which means that he wants to get more Meepos. He wants to go ahead and blink in, drop his poof, and do a whole bunch of damage. Do you think late game he's going to suffer very greatly once Medusa does get online and start getting her right click up?
Yes, definitely, because I mean the other meeples aren't incredibly tanky, and once you've got split shot maxed out, once you've got some decent damage coming out on the side of Medusa, then it's going to get quite nasty. AoE always harms a meeple. I always thought for some reason, like if you can burst one of them down, then it's even better. But I mean, during a team fight, you throw on split shot, and one of the meeples is very likely going to die. So it's yeah. And he's doing something smart. He seems to be having reasonable micro skills at least. He's at least farming 2 places at once. So you can obviously farm more than 2 places at once with a meeple, but he's going to rotate up to the top lane here, and he's going to be caught out by the.
I don't know about that. I think that was a horrible idea. He poofed all the meeples up top. This meeple's going to go and poof back. Oh, poofed into the same spot. Bad idea. He's going to go. Since our ulti does get popped, they all run as fast as possibly can. They're trying to GTFO, and that was necessary. Good map awareness coming up for Centaur and keeping his meeple alive.
that was some Grand Theft Meeple right there.
Grand Theft Meepo. Poo Forder.
Yeah.
No.
It looks like Viper here. I mean, they've got two heroes here, but they're still too terrified to go anywhere near this Viper at them. Oh, never mind, cancel that. But look how little damage he took from that Wraith Fire Blast. Looks like he's actually taking quite a lot of damage here from the from that illusory orb there. But he's going to throw in quite a huge amount of damage on the puck, but it's not going to be quite enough. The puck is going to die actually. There we go. Medusa comes in here, throws the ult. But everyone's on the run out anyway just now. Bristleback taking quite a lot of damage here. It's kind of working in his favour of getting out all those quill spray stats. He should be able to dive this, no problem at all. But Wraith King does have.
Is a horrible idea. I was gonna say they better not kill Wraith King. That's one mistake I see a million times over and over and over. So whenever somebody sees a Wraith King or somebody with Wraith King ulti, they will say, "Oh, he's low. Let's kill the Wraith King." And you kill Wraith King, and suddenly it's like, "Oh crap, you're all slowed." Essentially, AOE sheepstick, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can mana drain him, I think that's one of the best things I always find against a Wraith King is either a Naga with a Diffusal or going for a Lion. If you can get a Lion, then during a team fight, you can just sit there and gradually slurp off his mana, and then eventually he's not got an ult, and he's got a very low mana pool, so he's not going to be able to fire off any Wraith Fire Blasts, or you force him to make the choice between a stun or a reincarnation. Which can be quite difficult sometimes if it's quite a crucial stun that could possibly save one of your supports or one of your carries or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And Zizan, I just want to go ahead and point out the comment of the day that I see so far on your Twitch chat. Zizan, did you know the Wraith King is actually Shark? And speaking of Shark, oh man, we got Bristleback about to die in the mid.
Yeah, Bristleback, not quite bristly enough to keep him from running back from Fountain. Aha.
Looks like he got quilled in the line of duty.
They're actually using the fortification here for the mid tier, which is good, because of course, as I said before, it does get refreshed. They are going to be a huge rotation here. Looks like the Viper's going to go in. Wraith King blinking in, getting quite a lot of damage in here. The Meepo posting huge amounts of damage here to that Viper, but it's not going to be quite enough. Looks like the puck is going to go down. The Meepo's looking like they might go down as well. He's getting quite low. But the Medusa coming in here, not using Split Shot here, unfortunately, but looks like she is going to pay for her sins here, and she is going to die. So that's a 5-for-1 trade. Fantastic plays there by OG, and they should be able to take a tier 2 for this one. That's going to be the first tier 2 of the game, actually, which is not bad, which is quite surprising for 24 minutes, especially when they've got the likes of a Meeple.
No,
pushed out fairly rapidly.
That was quite surprising to me because Medusa was basically sitting in that corner dropping split shots like they were just money or pennies or quarters, and she makes billions. She's just like dropping them everywhere, like strippers are everywhere. Sorry for the visual.
Meeple is going for a Scythe of Ice.
That's actually good. It gives him a lot of stats and gives him disable for Medusa. But the main thing that happens is that Medusa was right-clicking her heart out, and she didn't have the damage really that was there. I mean, she used Mask of Madness, but she doesn't have damage. Like, I think Medusa needs to go for stats and damage. That should be her focus. Scotty, I think, would be a good item. Sheepstick for Medusa is fantastic. Lincoln Sphere, I don't like Lincoln Sphere. I don't like Lincoln Sphere anymore. I don't think so.
Lincoln Sphere is not going to be hugely useful in this, because I mean, it'll block Wraith King stun. It doesn't block Centaur Warrunner stun. Does it block Arrow? I can't remember.
No, it doesn't.
It'll block maybe one Earthbind, but that's about it. So I think it's probably going to be Scatty.
Actually, no. I take it back. I think it does block. I think it does block Arrow. I don't remember.
I'm not sure, because the way I always stupidly try and remember it is if you target it on someone, then that's how you decide it basically.
But one of the things that
obviously there's lots of exceptions on that, so it's a terrible rule.
Dude, it's Dota. Of course, there's exceptions. But one of the main things that with the Earthshaker, they recently changed it. I don't know if they changed from Medusa to, or not Medusa, Mirana. But I feel like Arrow does get blocked by Lincolns.
I honestly couldn't say. A Lincoln isn't something I buy a huge amount myself, so because I'm too manly, I usually just go flat damage and then die repeatedly.
Said, who needs a Reaver when I can just buy blades of attack?
Yeah, that's going to be quite unlucky for the Ancient Apparition. They're dropping the ward up on the high ground there, and it immediately gets spotted out and killed. So it's a free 50 gold for the puck there, which is quite nice. But Wraith Fire Blast coming out here from the Wraith King. He's going to try and go on them. The Stampede coming out here. Stomp coming in here. Looks like the Ancient Apparition is going to melt. The Ogre Magi manages to get a stun off before that happens. Nice multicast. The Viper getting another stun there. No follow-up stuns, but they do, of course, have the Dream Coil, so they're going to be using that. It looks, well, no, it doesn't matter to take anyone down there, and that is a 4-for-0 So it was really nice engagement there. Nice multi-stun there from the Centaur, definitely.
It's happening! It's happening! The rubber band! Can you feel it? In the air tonight. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, so basically, DGB are basically about where I expected them to be right now. So we'll just have to be very, very, very close and look very closely. We're starting to get to the peak of effectiveness coming out from Centaur, this specific build of Wraith King, and also Meepo. I don't think Meepo's going to scale that well once we do get past the 40-so minute mark, and I think Medusa, despite her build, she's going to start scaling to a point where she's just super scary. You literally can't kill her. We just really, really, really need her to build her items, and she is in fact building a Scotty. I do like that. That's a lot of stats.
Yeah, I have to say, like we were discussing the Scythe of Ice and the Meepo, I'm having a look at the net worths here, and it looks like, I think possibly the reason that he went for that so early on is probably because no one else in his team can really afford it, and having that disabled for the likes of Bristleback and Viper, because you can disable their passives with it. Disabling Corrosive Skin or Bristleback is incredibly useful in team fights, because it basically just means that they're just another squishy hero, really.
Yeah.
So it's always quite nice.
I mean, if you've ever played Ability Draft as much as I have, if you don't get Bristleback on Bristleback, it's like, okay, you die in like 2 shots.
Yeah, he's got a reasonable strength gain. He's got a pretty good int gain for a strength hero. His agility gain not that great, but I've seen far worse.
He gets like 4 per level. I think. I can't tell.
2.8. I don't know what that is. This something new that you can't click on heroes?
Well, wait, if I'm the cameraman, whatever you click on, my focus goes to, so I can double click the portrait and get to it.
No, that's weird.
It's because I wanted to be the cameraman.
Yeah, well,
that's my fault.
Serves you right. Can't blame me for that one. Looks like the Centaur's taking a little bit of quill damage here. He's going to. Ult coming in here from the Ancient Apparition, catches on 2 here. The Centaur, no, only on 1 actually. Centaur Warrunner does manage to dodge that one. Big poof coming in here on Bristleback. Bristleback is going to melt here. There he goes. Straight down. The Stampede doing quite a lot of that damage there.
And that was all to his back.
Stampede damage. What is the damage? The damage is...
It should be strength multiplied by... strength multiplied by 2.
Yeah. You think that plus Meepo, all of the Meepos get Stampede, so you just run over them with all of the Meepos.
Actually, hold on. Actually, I think it only applies once. They can only be affected by Stampede once. I want to say that's how it works.
Not really sure.
Me neither.
Let's see.
I hear kids outside. This is
each enemy can be trampled once and takes damage based on the Warrunner's strength. Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And here comes one of the strengths of the Ancient Apparition for that counter push here, because as soon as they start going high ground, you throw that ult in, it really just scares people off, because your natural regen is going to be gone, and you're taking quite a lot of damage, and the more damage you take, the worse it gets. So, yeah, it's pretty nicely done there. That's one of the main strengths in turtling with an Ancient Apparition. And of course, in assaulting high grounds as well, it's always quite handy for that when people are kind of, say everyone's just kind of lurking around this area here, and then you just go, okay, fair enough, I'll just ult you, and then you have to go back to Fountain fairly quickly because you don't want to be taking a high ground fight with low health.
Yes, and speaking of going back to Fountain, Medusa took a visit back to her Fountain, and look what she picked up.
Medusa, there, oh, Scatty. Yummy.
Yes.
See, this is the stage where Medusa's going to get a little bit scarier than otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, the survivability on Eye of Scotty. It looks like they've smoked into a Roshan here as well. They do have vision, but they're not. So they're going to feel a little bit safer than they have a right to. But it looks like the Meepo is taking a huge amount of damage here from the... Oh, he's slowed down horribly. But it looks like he is going to be able to escape. Moonlight Shadow is going to try and save him there, but the Wraithfire Blast coming in from the Wraith King is going to guarantee the kill on the Ogre Magi. Things have really turned in favour of OG here. And they're not gonna get the Roshan's gonna go down here. Bristleback does mean that for quite a quick Roshan, but taking quite a lot of damage in return for it.
I don't know, these guys are getting really close to that Roach Pit. If they do show up in the Roach Pit, I think they'll... Oh my gosh, okay, so Aegis does go to Medusa. I think Medusa needs to TP out as fast as possible, but she does get scouted out by the Observer War coming off from the raid, and she's in a very, very, very hellish run for her life. Blink 4 comes from Puck. Puck drops the Dream Core. Medusa needs to go ahead and crack that thing and try to pop that ulti as fast as she possibly can. Nets do come through from Meepo. Ulti, she gets silenced up. She can't really do anything. She's going to try to go for the right clicks. Masking Madness has already been used. She's trying to get the life still going. Still getting hit with stuns coming up from everywhere. Medusa ulti does fly through. Will she be able to survive is a big question. The answer is just barely. It looks like the blinks will be coming through here from everybody. She will be losing her life. Very, very, very sad way to die. Aegis does get burned. We got Ogre Magi running as fast as we possibly can into her, but Medusa ulti's down. She will be going down. Nothing she can really do except for stand there and take it like a slither. What is
See, that's one of the main things with not carrying a TP scroll. I'm sure that magic wand was useful at one point, but it doesn't really serve much of a purpose anymore. Well, it's still good, but I would definitely prefer that, or drop the Aquila, drop something, because you need TP scrolls. Or Boots of Travel, but I think she's got other things more important than Boots of Travel. That's going to be the first tier 3 going down there on the bottom here, and it looks like they're going to be able to whap this Rax down very quickly. They can't really do anything without the Medusa at this stage. The Viper can do quite a lot, but of course Medusa's at the stage now where he can just kind of smash face. Viper is coming in a little bit slowly here. All coming out here on the Puck, but of course there is the Moonlight Shadow coming out. Will it be enough damage to kill? No, it won't. So the Puck is going to sit in here and wait until the Blink Dagger comes off cooldown and then blink out. Or blink further up.
Speaking of Puck, I was about to say Puck has an Aghanim Scepter. I didn't realize she was building that, but she has an Aghanim Scepter. She actually got it from the she actually bought it from the main base, but that means her Dream Code goes through Magic Immunity, which is fantastic. So even if Medusa does get BKB, screw your Magic Immunity.
There is quite a severe lack of BKBs in this game, to be honest.
I know!
It's not a single one, actually. I mean, for the Dire, a BKB would be a huge boost because you're not going to be taking the Centaur stun, you're not going to be taking poof damage, you're not going to be taking Wraith Fire Blast, you're not going to be taking arrows, you're not going to be taking anything from Puck.
Basically, you mitigate all the damage of OG.
Yeah, pretty much, apart from right clicks, and they don't have a huge amount of right. They've got quite a lot of right click, but like less than you would normally expect from your average run-of-the-mill team.
Right. Okay. So what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a difference in ability to farm, and also we're seeing a difference in level. So Meepo versus Medusa, that's what the main matchup's going to be. Meepo has pretty much what Medusa has and better. He has Brown Boots, he's about to build himself Boost to Travel. He has a Scotty, he also has a Sheep Stick, and a Blink Dagger, and an Axe. He's pretty much 6 slotted. All he needs now is a heart and some swag. Meanwhile, Medusa, all she has is a Scotty, and I don't like the fact she went for Mask Madness. Like, I legitimately don't like Mask Madness on her.
Yeah, Mask Command is a terrible idea, especially with this many Blink heroes. There's a Blink on Centaur War Runner, there's a Blink on Meepo, there's a Blink on the Wraith King, there's a Leap on the Morana, and there's Illusory Orb on the Puck. So basically, Medusa sits there, I'm going to farm. Oh, might as well use my Mask of Oh, never mind, I've got 5 heroes that have just appeared right up my bumhole.
Right. And like it becomes a lot worse because not only are they just up your bumhole, but it's like the idea behind getting the Mask of Madness on Medusa is kind of the same concept as a Faces Void, where basically, I pop Chronosphere and I just do a bunch of right click and nobody can punish me because Chronosphere is keeping me alive. Medusa's a lot less reliable because her ulti people can just run away from and only lasts for like 4 seconds. So that's 4 seconds out of your 12-second Mask of Madness, and you're pretty much taking extra damage for 8 seconds. And oh, by the way, you're kind of mitigating the fact that you're getting bonus damage because you don't actually have damage. So it's it's a toss up. It's a toss up at best, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it. And oh, by the way, Mask of Madness plus Scotty is silly because she can't get Scotty because lifesteal doesn't stack.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
Thought about that. That was yeah. I wonder why never seen that. And Sadboy just asked what went wrong for DGB, and basically what happened is they needed to do a full 4 Protect 1. They've got really aggressive heroes for the rest of their lineup. They needed to go out and kill, make space for the Medusa to farm endlessly, and then Medusa, around about the 25 to 35 minute mark, which is roughly where we are now, she comes out with a Skadi and a Divine Rapier and all sorts of nasty, horrible stuff, and then they win the game, but they didn't do that. They're chasing their own tails for a good bit here, trying to defend this with 3 heroes, trying to defend this with 2 heroes, and not quite rotating quite well enough. It was just kind of a culmination, but I really think that the Meepo has been a big player in this game. He's really what's he on 10-1 at the moment, 10 KD.
It's easy. Meepo's been all like Fedora tilt, monocle adjust.
Yeah, he's got that top hat, that TB top hat.
Nice. But just a quick correction. I also want to make sure I go ahead and say it. Basically, I forgot. Scotty does work with lifesteal. That is one of the things that That's one of the advantages of being a ranged person is that Scotty and Lifesteal do work. That's one of the things I never tried because I never got Scotty and Lifesteal at the same time on a ranged person. But it does stack, so she's fine.
I might have been Sniper at some point, but I don't usually think about that sort of stuff. I'm just like, I need to survive, get lifesteal.
You build a mask in Mantle Sniper, dude. You're supposed to build a Lion as a Sniper. Wow, really? Did that really hit?
Yeah. Yeah. Blink, Mask of Madness, MKB, Divine Rapier. Win.
So Mirana just dropped a TP scroll in the middle of the base. What is with everybody loving their magic wands?
Magic wands are pretty damn good. Well, no, I was saying earlier about the Medusa. Medusa, basically, if you think about it, magic wand, every charge gives you double. So, because double in terms of survivability, because you got your mana and your health that you're recovering, so...
But why even bother? Why not just get a Scotty? Anyway, no, sorry, not Scotty. Why not just use Sheepstick? Speaking of Sheepstick, Meepo poofs into the worst spot possible. He's going to be taking a bunch of damage from the backside. He's going to be forced to poof one of his Meepos away. Since our Warren ulti does come through, here comes the Cavalry. Moran's going to go ahead and lead in the front. These guys are not going to have any of that. Sentry Ward does get placed in, by the Dire side, and I think it's in range of that Observer Ward, so they might be able to claim themselves some 350 gold. If not, it'd be very, very sucky and stupid, and this game is hard.
Yeah, Medusa is sitting on 3,200 gold. She's sitting on that amount of gold is a bad idea at this stage. You should really just buy something.
Fight's going on. We got a lot of damage going into the middle tower. We got Viper going to be the first one to go. He's going to be forced to buy back. Puck ulti's catching everybody. Medusa has no ulti available because she did use the last time around. She's taking a bunch of damage, but she's dishing out quite a bit as well. Forced to buy back immediately. TP's right back into the middle fight. Meepo's just having so much swag right now. Right here, he finally does fall. Medusa trying to do some right clicks on top of the Meepo. The last Meepo to survive. The last Meepo will be able to poof out. He gets the last Whimsy. Speaking of the last Whimsy, Mirana might be able to leap out, but I don't think she has a leap's chance of getting out of here. She dies to the poison damage. The Dire do hold, but I don't know for how long. They've already lost the racks. That was a very, 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 very bad dive for OG, and I want to say if that happens about one more time, it just might give Medusa enough gold to just go ahead and buy whatever the heck she wants, because keep in mind, she bought back and she has 2k gold again.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the fight recap here, they actually, DG actually lost gold there in that fight. Even though they kind of won the team fight, they managed to defend, they're still 739 down because of course of the three buybacks. It was the AA, the Viper, and the Medusa.
No,
they got 5,700 experience, which is pretty nice, but experience isn't going to save you this late in the game. So,
right. Indeed, and that makes a lot of sense. I understand and I agree. But the main thing is that the fact that they only lost 700 gold or so. I can't see the recap, but they only lost 700 gold as a team, and they've had 3 people buy back. Buyback is expensive relative to now. Like Viper's buyback costs 1,600.
I suppose actually, I suppose. But in terms of general actually taking objectives there, I would definitely say that OG won that because they came out of that with more gold. They came out of that having forced buybacks, and they came out of that with a couple of kills. So it's it's working out pretty well for them at the moment.
Oh, jungle Medusa, you done goof. I hope you have a TP scroll. She's gonna go ahead and immediately TP out. Central Warren's gonna try to go around the corner, looking for a stomp. Blinks into the trees. Don't worry, we're not looking. We don't see you in trees, bro.
That's Roshan back up as well. That's something that OG are probably going to be having a look at as soon as they can. Will that puck go and scout it? No, they won't. Probably haven't kept a note of it. But this Observer Ward is going to spot out these Meeples just now. Well, Meeple's he's such a tricksy character because you just send one Meeple elsewhere and then Meeple's gone. You've committed to chasing down Meeple, which is what they're doing just now, and then he's gone. He's down farming somewhere completely the other side of the map. So.
Especially these boosted travel. Oh my god, that 50-second cooldown.
See?
I didn't realize how stupid
there
it
you
was.
Go. As I said, he's gone straight from the top where he was before, straight down the bottom with all 5 Meeples because of the boosted travel. And they're gonna absolutely destroy Roshan here. Roshan, of course, does do quite a lot of damage to the Meeple now because, of course, the Roshan Slam. Yeah, Roshan Slam. It still does quite a lot of damage. Of course, it's not going to save them here. The Meeple has a heart. No, he doesn't have a heart. He has
Aegis.
The Aegis. I think Meeple is probably one of the best Aegis carriers in the game, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Because it really it negates one of his biggest weaknesses, which is one of the weaker Meeples dies, then all of them die. So if you get with the Aegis, then
Speaking of
Great
one of the weaker meeples dying, we got Viper about to be dying to one of the stronger meeples. Force caught that mechanism, but doesn't really do much. It's very late in the game. A lot of HP lost already on him. Meeple's got himself a nice little kill. We got a nice little death happening on top of Ancient Apparition next. And oh, Bristleback! He has his back to his enemy's team, but his enemies will go ahead and start focusing towers instead of going for kills. Looks like they're actually going to decide against it. Ogre Magi does have himself a Rod of 8 Toes. He did just use it, I think. Or was that Bristle? That might have been Bristle. But the main thing that's going on right now is Bristle's trying to go full, and he just accidentally became a carrier right now. So if we just take a look at his damage, which I can't, he's actually hitting for quite a bit. The only thing is that him versus Wraith King, I don't think he can even go toe-to-toe with Wraith King right now. And Wraith King is not even the primary farmer on his team.
And that is GG. So yeah, that was a good game. Definitely. I mean, it's main problem there was they really didn't capitalize on the early game. Shout out to Gimme Dat, my girl. Says Forsberg.
No. Say it right. It's my girl.
My girl. Sorry, I'm a little bit too British. My girl. There we go.
Bow tie, top hat, fedora.
Yeah, I mean, let me have a look here. I mean, the Ogre Magi ended up with 130.
Top hat, monocle. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Professional. Go ahead.
I mean, there's such a lack of gold per minute on DGB. I mean, they were getting dominated towards the end, but I mean, you'd be having just about the same. I mean, what's the last hits? I mean, Ogre Magi had 2 last hits. So that's somewhere they went wrong, because Ogre Magi can farm pretty fast. Ancient Apparition can farm quite fast, throwing ults at waves and things like that. Really, the only person that did really, really well in there was the Viper. And that's what happened there.
That's it. I think the way they played, the way DGB played, I think they could have had potential to win. The only thing I think that was the main crux in their plan was that we didn't see enough dives come out from Bristle Viper. Like, I expected them to be a lot more aggressive, and I also expected Medusa to get, I mean, she can still get a Mask of Madness, but I expected her to get bigger items a little bit faster, because she has been more or less getting an uncontested farm. I mean, she's died 6 times, only has 1 kill. That means that she wasn't involved in many fights, and when she was getting smashed in the face because it was too late.
Yeah, I mean, it did get a little bit too scary. I mean, they should have just went full on 4 protect 1, especially with the Medusa, and just been really aggressive with the rest of their team. But anyway, so that's going to be that for the time being, as far as I know. So, stream, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to follow me, then please feel free. And if you've got any interesting replay casts that you want me to cast, possibly with Culblu, possibly not, possibly solo, who knows? Possibly with some random hobo I find in the street, who knows? Yeah, just send me some replays, and I'll do them for you. More than happy to do that. And Culblu, have you got any things you'd like to say to my stream?
Oh yes, hi stream, I'm Culblu, and I have a live stream on YouTube, and people think it's silly because I live stream on YouTube. But anyway, I'm experimenting. If you guys want to check me out, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/CulbluDota. That's CulbluDota. I have a bunch of other channels, but I won't bother you with it. Just one of them is a vlog channel, the other one's Casters Network. You can find all those somewhere on my main channel. So go check those out if you want to see them. I'm going to start live streaming on YouTube because, I don't know, I don't have any other reason. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Just because
I may be back reasonably shortly. I might just stream playing some Dota, and you can watch me fail horrifically soon enough. So hang about if you want. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I shall be back. So bye-bye now.
Yes, and for me, I'm going to go ahead and end my video so I can have this clip. Yay, lazy.
Yay.
Woo.
Okay, I'll be back shortly, guys.